We on?
Please, I have to turn on the lie detector. Action.
Hey folks, thanks for joining. We're in recess. We're going to wait for Gary Ciccarone to show up. He was supposed to be here at 5.
It's how you walk.
Right, Craig.
Is it Gary? Is it the mailman? Is it
Somebody wants to vote?
okay? So we're going to continue to wait. So you can watch us, or you can pause it. We're waiting for.
Okay, so you're recessing, it's 5:01.
What Gary's going to do, what we're asking him to do, is just give us a sketch of what opportunities we have for expansion out back. Nothing more than a sketch that we can present it to a host of people and get their input. So we want to have the first step as a sketch. That's the purpose of why we're getting together.
And for the public's knowledge, who is this person?
Oh, Gary Ciccarone, good question. Gary Ciccarone designed and built this structure with all the detail inside, and he did all the work on the schoolhouse. He designed and did all that renovation, all that work. So he's familiar with the structure.
He's an engineer.
We think he does good work with the detail, and he used to live in town, no longer lives in town, but we asked him if he would help us with a sketch.
So he's going to be here consulting for now.
And just, yeah, his ideas. 5 o'clock.
5:02 to recess.
Hello. And
Business and a lot of it. Sorry, hate me.
It's okay.
Let's talk about it.
3,000 in that check.
yeah, it was like 3,000. So
And then the other one is 9.
so you know,
5:53.
so like you know, like you would have to spend the money and then close the account out, and then a 501 would be established, and that was going to be like, you know.
Well, let's take it this way. There's public funds in this account. Hasn't been more added for a long time. So all the money that's there now, how much is public, how much is donations that collect?
It's probably
That's a different issue. Right? My point being is that the Heritage Commission says we're going to do ice cream for anybody in town. Come on down. So if somebody chooses not to come down, that's their choice. It's open to the entire public. So we're not spending town money to benefit any single individual or group of individuals. It's open to everyone. And then they ask for donations to go into that conservation fund. I mean, the Heritage Fund. Because when that fund was created, it said to accept any public funds or private donations. And I don't know the exact, but they can take money from either source to do it. And I think that's probably what's leading to so much confusion. Is how much of money in the fund is public versus how much is donated.
Well, it's separated. The donation is separated.
well for the past 3 years is you know, no taxpayers' money would go to that fund, but watered down maybe 4 or 5, 5 years ago, maybe that money's, you know.
Well, didn't the selectmen used to put money in that account every year?
That's what he's talking about.
Right.
$500 every year, conservation and heritage.
Yeah.
And
And the Heritage has been around for 15 years, and so we
Yeah, but it stopped getting funded sometime in the last couple of years.
Yeah, probably 3 years ago.
So the town maybe have donated a total of $5,000 over time.
Yeah, probably.
And then how much has the Heritage Commission spent on public stuff in that time period? I'd be willing to bet it's over 5.
Yeah.
well, during COVID, they didn't do any they didn't have the barbecue or the ice cream or anything.
Yeah.
Or the Christmas party.
See, I thought people were donating to offset for the ice cream,
Yeah.
and then they would request to get that paid. They would request. Remember they were.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
But
The
And then like the meat from the barbecue, they're gonna crust the money, you know, or, you know,
Out of what I just deposited,
Right.
you know.
I thought it was money just, you're just put up upfront money to buy the meat and buy everything else.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. That's not funding it.
But the same thing applies. Now, if, in the hypothetical that Rich was talking about, if the Heritage Commission doesn't recover enough to cover those costs, is the town then donating money to a pump?
Yeah, maybe the barbecue gets rained out or whatever, and then there's like tons of meat and tons of butter.
With no income.
Right.
Nothing coming back.
So,
Well, and my argument too is that it's not a private operation. It's a public operation, and everybody in town is welcome to it. If you choose not to go, that's your choice.
what's wrong with them doing a 501c?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
Does somebody want to take that on?
that's cleaner, but it's gonna be it'll be a lot of work.
Yeah. Who's gonna want to do that?
They'll have to have their own board.
Well, they have a board. Yeah.
Register with the state, register with the federal government,
Yeah,
do annual tax returns.
yeah.
Now, the Main Street program that's now, I believe, defunct up in Ossipee, they actually had a request every year in a warrant article to be funded with taxpayer money. And they would do programs. So I think that's the process that you probably
Sure it's legal.
That's what they do.
I don't care if they did it, I'm not sure it's legal.
Sure it is. It's a 501c3.
Oh.
It was correct.
Oh, you're gonna donate to a
And
501c?
they request for.
Just like we give to the food
And
pantry
then-
and other.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Right,
Yes,
and then,
yes.
and then they're funded, and then the town has voted to fund it.
Yes, and then we're out of the loop.
But you
that's
still have to have that 501c organization existing, which requires all the federal, private, state, annual tax returns, and
Correct,
all
and it gets its own-
organizations.
And they had their own bank account,
Yep.
and they would meet to expend money, and they would
Yep.
act like a board of directors.
Yep. And the town in that case is just saying, okay, here's $500, whatever the number is, do what you want. The town is
And-
simply making a donation.
And the building, I believe, was town-owned. So if you're talking here, it's a town-owned building, so I don't know how would that work?
Well, the town
Hey,
is
you charge them $50 an event rent, that's what's in our policy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So they wouldn't have anything to do with the maintenance of the building, it would still be the town, but they would pay like a use fee.
Just like anybody
But
else.
what if
would.
they wanted to use some of their money to remodel the kitchen?
They could donate it to the town.
So but they would still be a town commission appointed by the with members appointed by the selectmen? Or you're talking about they would totally disappear from the town?
Two issues,
Two separate.
two completely different issues.
Okay.
You've got the Heritage Commission, which
Oh, I see, and
existed,
then the Friends of the Townhouse. Yeah, gotcha.
just like the Friends
Okay.
of,
I missed that.
Route 109.
I can tell you, if it meant not having the money that's in that checking account given to them, it ain't gonna happen.
Well,
Exactly.
Not that we're disappointed, we thought you might be Gary.
Irving.
oh, hello, bye.
Okay, whoa, you only brought
Bizarre.
I asked him if I should
I
get more,
said to you guys want an order, man.
Yeah, I'm just kidding about that.
But it's probably not good because I had to do it with what they had. So,
Yeah, let me taste it, let's see if it's any good.
all right, have fun.
I agree with Craig, if they can't get
They
their
won't
money.
go for it. And they better find a pro bono lawyer to do the work on the
And a pro bono
501c3.
tax accountant,
Yeah,
right? And a
It's-
pro bono treasurer.
it's not worth it for them. Better they give up the checking account
Yep.
and deal with, I've never understood.
Greg, they did give up the checking account.
Yeah,
All the town money is managed by the town.
Right.
yeah,
But-
it was
but you're-
forced.
What we're talking about,
It was forced.
money. I mean, if it's on the building, if it's on something that's clearly heritage, there's no issue.
So that's designated in the RSA
Yes.
for the Heritage Fund. What you're
Yes.
saying is you want that to encapsulate also
There's only
this
one.
other fund.
There's only one fund. It's all town money. I don't care what you label it, it's town money. You can have 10, you can
But
have
there's
10
two
accounts.
separate
You
accounts.
can have 10 accounts,
That-
it's all town money.
Okay. Well, then you just need to make that clear, Joe.
Read the RSA, it says, for heritage purposes.
Right, and they give some examples,
Yes.
consultants.
Yes, structure consultants, I didn't
Yeah.
see barbecues, I didn't see ice cream on there.
But it didn't say you couldn't.
They're just vulnerable.
How
I'm
much,
saying, if it's open to everybody in town, to the public,
how much is the, like, an ice cream social, how much does that actually cost?
Maybe $300.
See, what I'm not really
That
understanding.
much?
Yes, yeah, that's the range for the ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't it easier just to raise the money privately and just put on your event? I mean, you're talking $300.
That's what I just said.
I mean, you
That's what I just said.
Around Lake, you could donate that money.
Anybody could.
But
Anybody.
you're
The whole
not,
thing you could donate.
but
You're on the
not
camera
donating-
now, be careful.
you're not donating cash. If you go buy the ice cream and say, here you go, that's fine. You start
Remember, you're
dealing with cash, and any donation to an entity of the town is town money. So if you say to the Heritage Commission, take a couple $100 to go buy some ice cream, it's town money.
That's why it's got to be, in my opinion, it's got to be separate. You just need someone to come up and raise the issue. Or you need a different board. And the board says, we're not spending money.
All right. Resignation letters?
That's an option, right? Then you know what you
We'll
get.
hold an election at the end of tonight.
The only way they can control it is if they control it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I mean, I have no problem with giving them back.
No, we can't give back.
I know, well, I mean, giving them their own checking account like they had before, I have no problem with that.
We're not giving them any.
No, but not giving, so they'd have to start from zero.
Yes.
Can you see that happening?
Yes.
I can hear it now.
I can too.
I can see it happening easily.
I just,
How much money did
I'm
they
on
make in the
campus, I'm
barbecue?
not gonna say what.
How much money did they make in the barbecue?
Well, it was about $1,600.
And
They made, they
Oh,
profited.
no, I don't know, because I
Oh.
haven't seen any, I'm sorry.
It's like,
If they made $500, I'd be
I
surprised.
haven't
yeah,
seen
probably it's $500, you know.
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good profit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because the meat and then like the butter and.
The desserts were all donated.
Yes, yes, there was a lot of donated stuff.
Beans donated.
No, we,
I've been there when people come in and complain. Hey, where's Gary? We can wait another hour.
He still hasn't answered your text.
No, I just checked.
oh
We're
well,
here to 10.
no.
What did I do with my phone?
You were making coffee, maybe you'll let
Terrible. No, it must be in the car.
You need what? Your phone?
I don't need it, I
Want me to
just.
call you?
No, it's in the car.
You think?
Or maybe I didn't bring it with me.
Yeah, you think.
It's terrible to lose your mind at such a young age.
I don't have to worry about that, because I don't have one to lose.
No comment.
They used to say that about Tom Brady, I said, you can never accuse him of losing his
Have you
step.
read the reviews of his debut as a broadcaster?
What is,
They have
Yeah, not good.
murdered him.
really?
Yeah, they said the one I remember the most was atrocious.
I thought he did a nice job. He was talking about things that you don't see or think about when you're watching a football game. He's talking about what's going through the mind of the coach, what's going through the mind of the player. You know, how do you handle not the dugout,
Don't go anywhere.
Well, like
The bench.
the sidelines, you know.
the sidelines. How do you handle the
Yeah.
sidelines?
Well, apparently he was not appreciated. His pretty face isn't going to do it for him, it looks like.
Well, why don't we talk about what we're here to talk about?
Because it's
Barbecue.
something to talk to.
We talk amongst the public.
All right, we're gonna recess again, Ed, for another 10 minutes. We gotta, they don't wanna hear about barbecue?
No, you're not talking about parking, you're talking about expending funds. Then you'll start doing it again, and they're gonna turn the
Oh, I
camera on.
doubt it.
This is more entertaining. People hear their elected officials actually.
Now,
have
last night we
conversations.
took barbecue at the planning board. You didn't report that.
Actually, I think I did.
You talked about barbecue.
How do you make ribs?
Oh, that, yes.
Oh, I could, my
You wanna
ribs,
see it? It's on the table.
no, my ribs are so good, Rick's is borderline good, but mine's good.
All right, we're gonna recess for a little while.
You talking about grilling them with lots of sauce on them?
Bake them, and then grill them, and then sauce them.
Oh, 3 phases.
Now I'm talking about barbecue. And then as soon as they turn the camera off, then they're gonna start talking about business.
Keeps you jumping, huh?
But we should
Gotta
Why
pay
don't you
attention.
sit down?
Yeah, but why don't you talk about?
Why don't you sit
They
down? Why
want
do
to
you always stand
They
there?
want to expand this building, why didn't the
Why
department
don't you
show up
sit-
to talk about how they want to and why they need the space? Isn't
We
that?
will when Gary gets here. Hey, sit down next to Craig. Have a seat. You're always standing. Relax.
I'm not, it's very uncomfortable sitting.
Tell me about it.
I can stand up for 8 to 10 hours.
I do have a
They're gonna start
question.
counting over there at 7:10.
I know, I'm gonna,
You can count.
I'll count them. Did you officially, guess that,
We don't.
you don't have
It's
to,
not our job.
which it was an elected position.
RSA say the moderator handles that and the supervisors at the checklist.
And they-
Every organ,
Okay,
every
I
person,
just was thinking about that,
every person is, you gotta read, every person is different.
okay.
And they swear them in, so.
Okay. Oh, yeah, did she get sworn in?
Yes. Every department, you gotta read it.
Okay. I was just
And-
thinking about that,
And you gotta figure out for the duration, because it changes for every department.
yeah.
Is she up for election now, or does she go for the term?
I don't know.
RSA tells you. That's why it's you gotta read every one. Right, Craig? Yep, you gotta read every one. So, yeah, they were sworn in this morning. They had a meeting
Oh, good, good.
with meeting minutes and swore in,
Look at that, they're official.
and we didn't do anything.
I know.
Not our job on that one.
What I'd like to see during town meeting, when there's the town elections for town officers, that the swearing-in ceremony is in front of the public.
I like that
And I
too.
don't mean to say somebody's doing something wrong, I'm like, that's part of the American system. Why would you not go on stage and everybody can sit as part of the town meeting, that we're gonna swear our people that we all elected, so we know you took the oath.
The swearing in is the same no matter what.
Yeah, I know. I asked the moderator last year, can we do that in public? And it was,
Because the moderator
I don't need control.
runs the town meeting, as you know.
I didn't think my request was outlandish. If that's good.
RSA say,
Yeah, well, the answer should have been, of course, Mr. Comeau, we can, and then we would do it in front of the public.
We can do a ceremony for all,
Every elected official raises their hand and says the same thing at the same time.
See, I used to do that in Oxford all the time. They would do that in the town hall, and it was funny how everybody, you should watch the videos, they're all saying, all their names at the same time. It's really funny.
And the position of and uphold the Constitution and laws of the state.
But I think people's
And then
votes,
forget about that part of it.
but I think people's votes are really
RSA's,
important.
what RSA's?
When the elected officials don't uphold their oaths, and it's important to hear them take it.
I agree with you. I think it's a nice part of the meeting.
It's a good custom. It's like,
Yeah.
imagine you work really hard to get elected, and then you get to stand up there to present yourself and take your oath. I mean, people's families might want to see that happen.
I
would be
have photographic evidence, Virginia swore me in.
is that the woman that had the yellow hat, the green hat? because we had a tie election in town. That woman?
No, that was,
You mean the hat with the special little pocket in there?
That was, that was
Oh, did I
Virginia.
say that?
That was Virginia.
that was Dave Gododaro and Bill Nelson.
Yep, yep.
I had that on film too.
Oh, that
Oh,
was,
yeah, you're in. You're in. Nice.
That was the first time that ever happened.
In this town.
yeah.
But in living history, yeah.
They can draw straws or flip a
Shoot.
coin or something.
Yeah,
Shoot.
a duel.
How is it expressed in the RSA?
It's up to the town clerk.
Right, but it has language that leaves it open as to flipping a coin.
Oh, yeah,
It says
there's
that.
three options.
Yeah. They do that down in Concord when there's a tie.
Hmm.
Sometimes
That was very
they
interesting.
flip a coin, draw straws, and I don't know what the last one
I
was.
don't remember either.
Rock, paper, scissors? No?
Rock, paper,
I
scissors.
think it
That'd
was
be
name,
good.
name out of a hat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just like, yeah.
With a little secret pocket.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it sure was.
From a loss
Huh.
to a tie to a win in 5 days. That was exciting.
And that was a Saturday, right?
It was on Saturday that they did the
Right.
draw.
Yeah.
Recap,
The room was packed for it.
We can watch it. You can slow it down.
I lived it.
Were you there?
Oh, yeah, we had a count. We counted the ballots.
I was there.
We had to count the ballots. We made, it came out even. They looked at us like we were dumb. They gave out 2 equal piles. It's a tie.
I just realized that you've been up there for a very long time. You've been at least coming to the meetings, because I have videotape of you at least out here.
Yeah, I started.
I remember that.
Came for years and I just... Like Frank does. Keep them honest. That was fun.
It's part of my Catholic tradition.
What?
It's considered ransoming souls from purgatory. Works of mercy.
What, running for office?
No, attending meetings.
Oh. I don't know what he was talking about.
Running for office too, but attending meetings, you get a lot more days of indulgence, right? You know about that stuff.
Look, everybody knows their phone. Is that it?
That's my
That's
ring.
you?
That's my ring, my doorbell.
Oh, you got one of those too?
Oh, you can see who's ringing your doorbell?
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, you can see, yeah. These things work like...
Oh, I know. My friend in Virginia, who has the house on Nantucket, she's able to see all that.
Yeah.
She's able to close drapes,
Yeah,
open and close blinds,
yeah.
do her air conditioning, heat,
Yeah.
all of it.
Wow.
The house is brand new, about 3 years old.
Straight.
Yeah. She likes all that tech stuff.
We're
To me, it's just more stuff to break,
We're supposed to get...
like on cars.
We're supposed to get a delivery today. He hasn't been there yet. Because I'll see him drop it on the front porch.
Yeah, but those cameras are easy to put up. Boy, if you have a Wi-Fi in your house,
Yeah.
you just stick the cameras
Yeah.
up. Download the app that comes with whatever you're
Yeah.
gonna use, and boop.
Exactly.
I've been thinking of putting some cameras for my property.
That's where mine are. Mine are 100 yards away from the house.
And you,
Wi-Fi.
all Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Huh. And you had a company do it?
Yeah, Zachary and Chuck. Zachary did.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, it's
It's
easy.
easy.
It's very
Really?
easy.
I can see the coyotes, the bobcats.
The bears?
The bears?
The deer, the moose?
I had a picture of 2 humongous bears walking. We saw a bear goes through the camera. Before it flips over, there's another bear right behind it, just as big, walking through the camera. It was in the spring, right after they came out of hibernation.
Oh, okay, yeah. They
But I
were
don't
out
see- I
looking
haven't
for
seen a bear
food.
in a while, yeah, on the front porch. You see the eyes come up and look at the camera. Haven't seen it. In the spring, they're looking for food. They're
Yeah.
all over. Well, I suspect Gary's Been nice meeting with you guys.
It's pretty apparent to me he ain't coming.
Yeah. So either we go sit on the hard bench.
Or-
Did
almost
the
as well.
town did appropriate or allow you, the town voted to appropriate $5,000
yeah.
for a consultant. Was that it?
For a conceptual design.
Conceptual design of the extension of this building.
Was it just for an extension, or was it for creation of more space? In other words, if you decided ultimately, let's go up, I know you're not going to do that, but for some reason you decided to build up, would that cover that?
Yes.
Gotta read it again.
I don't think
But
so.
then you never
Yeah,
said
I
extension,
think
that's
so.
an extension.
It's an expansion. Expansion could go up, could go down.
Got her, yeah.
Where's the septic isn't like?
Everything's over there.
Okay, so this goes back.
There's nothing behind us.
There's nothing.
By the way, I
Even the gas tank is
have
on.
a map in the archives, hand-drawn map, showing septic and water. I don't think it shows underground electric. That's the only thing that should be added to it.
Gary did the pump here, the water system.
Mhm.
And he says there's quite a, not a well out here, but quite a
Water.
system, water configuration in a well, in a concrete pipe
System.
water system. Because one well does both buildings.
Right.
And it's managed out there someplace. He knows about it because he did it, and we don't have it documented, of course, right?
Where's the leach? Where's the
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to think 50 years ahead. You can't depend on memory.
I didn't know about it till a month ago.
Yeah.
When I was saying, can you come down and talk to us? He says, oh yeah, and I can show you where this is.
Well, I was thinking,
What?
what I have is probably the only copy. I should make a good copy of it, or we should have somebody measure it off, do footage and all of that. And there should be a copy in your office, and then a copy in the archives. Because we have under General Town Records, Group 1, we have a series on town buildings. And that's where we're keeping all the records of what was done when. And then there'll also be a logbook that Jan's putting together that will be accessible to you guys. So when you come up and say, do we need a new roof? You can see exactly when the last one was done, who did it and how much it cost.
That one's failing bad too. I looked at it today. That one's failing bad on the bell towers.
On the bell tower. Is that because they didn't do the bell tower?
We did not do the bell tower.
Oh, okay.
It was too expensive.
Right. So it has to be probably over 30 years old.
It's got flashing you gotta deal with, and it's at the top, you got flashing, so it takes some work.
I don't know, it's
We're picking up pieces of shingle on the parking lot.
You don't wanna, you don't want that part to start to.
No, you don't want that to rot.
well, it was pushing.
It's not leaking now, it's pushing the window to start.
Yeah.
The painter, when the painter's scaffold goes up, they're supposed to do it, but now the painters can't do it this year. Yeah, we lost a year.
Yeah.
Well, will we bring a pizza in next door? No.
So we're actually in recess right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm going, I'm still,
Well, we said we're in recess, you can keep going. If you want, we're gonna talk barbecue.
St. Louis ribs as opposed to Memphis ribs.
now my question is, we actually have to adjourn unless we're gonna reconvene
We're gonna
tonight.
adjourn.
Adjourn.
We're adjourn as soon as we want to adjourn.
don't you have to be over there?
We have to be on campus.
I'm thinking that I want to get back over there.
Yeah, I'll go over there, let me go.
It's the Zachar interpretation of the RSAs.
If you didn't read them, you don't know. Read the RSAs, my friend.
I tell you, before I was
Have to
selectman,
be on
there were
campus.
no selectmen at voting. They might walk in and hang out for a while, but there was nothing like what you guys do now.
There was no requirement to do it.
Right. Well, no, it was, there was a
Yeah,
RSA
right.
requirement. It
Oh,
was
no,
not
it didn't.
attended to.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it was
Meeting adjourned.
interpreted